Everyone, today we are here with my friend Mike DUFOUR, a wonderful person, consultant, AI specialist, content creator, currently working for public hospitals in France. I am very excited to talk to you and talk about AI in public spaces, public sectors. Before we do, please tell us about yourself.
Hello, and thanks for inviting me. I have a pretty unusual career because I stopped school at around 17 years old because I never really liked school. I was bored and I was bad. So I started to be a painter, but
Painter,
not artistic painter. I was painting kitchen furniture.
Oh, okay.
And well, this was my first job. And then after that, I made multiple jobs in painting, so carpenter, etc. But since I was maybe 7 or 8, I was always passionate by new technologies, which was back in the days VHS cameras, like
Yeah.
huge huge tapes, and it was top notch back in the day.
Sure.
And after that, I had the opportunity about 7 years ago, I think, to join a school, and that was recruiting people from out of the technology sector, because it's harder and harder to find new developers. So they were taking people from other sectors and teach them to code. So I took the opportunity because I always liked technology and everything that was related to technology. So I joined this company, which was my previous employer. And then this year, I joined the French hospitals to help them create innovative trainings. I bring my AI skills to use, for example, a new generation voices. And in a couple of weeks, I will test for the first time my new created animated avatars that I made a few days ago. I completed it.
Ce site web utilise exclusivement des cookies nécessaires au fonctionnement du site et des cookies de mesure d'audience. Ils sont anonymisés et ne contiennent aucune de vos données personnelles. Pour en savoir plus, consultez notre politique de confidentialité.
So I'm pretty impatient to know what people will think of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I do what I can with my little hardware because it's pretty resource hungry. So I can't go as high as I would want in resolution and picture quality, but I think it's pretty good.
That's amazing. This is perfect for the main question that I want to ask you. You created avatars for public use, in this case, in French hospitals, right? One of the things that we see quite a lot is people currently are often afraid of AI. You know, there's rapid progression, there's information going everywhere, not all of it good, right? Can you tell us, in your words, how do we address these fears that are happening within AI today?
I think that AI is, and I'm not the only one thinking this. I saw a tweet today with many people thinking the same. We are entering a new era. And like each big change like this, people are afraid of what their life will become after. For example, most of medias need to sell, so they always choose impact titles for their articles, like this AI will take your job. And that's it will probably take some jobs, but people are afraid because they are addressing directly to them. They say it will take your job, and people are afraid of losing their job for a robot, some sort of robot. And it's not a weapon, it's a tool. So
it's not a weapon, it's a tool.
Anyone can learn to use it, and anyone can use it freely. Not freely like for free, but we can use it, and we should use it because it's a super tool that allows to do things that we were maybe not able to do before.
So you had mentioned, this is wonderful, you had mentioned there's a lot of fear-mongering going on, right? There's a lot of fear-mongering going on in the media. AI will, take your jobs. This is going to disrupt your lifestyle. And like you mentioned, the media needs to sell, right? And getting people scared is usually a good way to sell. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you think an individual can train themselves to be ready for this, next evolution in technology? What can someone do to take matters into their own hands?
The advantage of AI is many are free to use. For example, ChatGPT, which is probably the AI that started all these fire things, is free to use. You can use it for free. Which, for example, television was also a big change in life of people, but it took some time because it was expensive. And here we have a technology that is evolving very fast.
That's a wonderful point. Yeah.
And that we can use for free. So just use it while it's time, because every day there are new technologies, new versions, and the later we will jump in it, and the harder it will be to get in the train.
That's a wonderful point, actually. When the television first came out, it was prohibitively expensive.
Yes.
Many people. Here, these AI tools, for the most part, are free, at least free enough for people to get started and jump right in, right? This is a great segue. So you are someone who, you mentioned you left school at 17 years old. You were painting furniture for a little while, and as life went on, now you are an AI specialist. You are doing work for the public sector, in this case, hospitals, right? In your opinion, can you tell us where can AI, and any kind of AI, whether it's something like ChatGPT or whether it's something like creating images via Stable Diffusion or Midjourney, can you tell us in your own words, where can AI be implemented for direct impact in everyday life?
Probably in our phones. Have an AI, multimodal AI that will replace assistant, vocal assistant, and that will replace basically every application that we have in the phone. We can ask it for the weather. We can ask it even if we want to date someone, we can ask it a few tips, and we can even generate images. We can take a screenshot and ask information about what is on the screen. So yeah, I think the point where AI will conquer the most is when it will be on every smartphones.
When it will be on every smartphone.
Yes, and it will probably be AI is maybe not entirely locally, because it will have to be personalized. But if I change phone, I don't want to retrain it from scratch, so it will have to get my previous AI assistant in my new phone. So it has to be partly on the cloud.
We had mentioned earlier that AI is moving so fast. There's so much information out there, right? Some good, some bad. And now you had talked about AI will likely be directly implemented within your own phone, which in itself is going to impact people's everyday life, because everybody has a supercomputer in their pocket at this point in life, right? How do you think people can stay current with the fast-paced advancements in AI, and and how do we do it in a way where it doesn't overwhelm everybody, and we can cut that bad noise out of everyday life?
I'm not sure it's possible right now, because it's moving so fast. It's moving exponentially, so it has to break a little bit, because even ourselves have some hard time to follow all the evolutions, all the new models. I think that it will take some time for it to mature and have less activity, so it will be easier for people to follow every new things. Yes, it will have to calm down a bit.
You currently are working in public hospitals, right? And in your case, like you mentioned, you are creating avatars, right, for training purposes and for people to use. How do you see AI being implemented in a deeper everyday use in for different governments, for government use?
I think that in France we have maybe one of the worst public services when it comes to papers, and you have to take this paper and then go to this office, which will give you another paper that we have to send to another office, and
bureaucracy.
Yeah. So if AI could be used to simplify that, and it would be a huge step for our services.
Can you provide an example a success story where AI made something like bureaucracy easier or faster?
Before AI, there was simple chatbots that were just accessing the databases of content, and it was already a huge invention because we didn't have to call support anymore. We could find ourselves the answer to our problem just talking with this chatbot. So now we have chatbots on steroids, and it's great to access information easier and faster.
So you see things like that. Pushing paper will be faster with the help of AI in the future.
Yeah,
is your thought? Yeah, it's a very, very pragmatic approach, to the use of AI. Where do you see this going in the next 5 to 10 years? What do you think AI will be, and where do you think it will be in the next 5 to 10 years?
We will probably already have some AI Netflix where
okay.
we will ask, we will give it a scenario, we'll give it our preferences, like I want a hero with a blue costume, and we just give, or maybe not even give it a script, it will create a script for us. I want to know our movie, please. And it will generate the whole movie. At first, it will probably be it's AI, so maybe the guy will have 6 fingers in some scenes. But we will arrive to a point where we could generate full series episodes and maybe full movies.
Oh wow, okay. So you think we'll be at a point where if you want to watch a movie, something like AI Netflix will create a movie for you instantly, right off the bat. And wow, okay.
Maybe not instantly, but yes, I think it will be possible in a few years when we see Kling, what the Kling is able to do, just starting from one image. It's pretty bad, and it's just the beginning. So every year, NVIDIA is releasing more powerful GPUs. So it will be better and better with the years to come.
Wow. Okay. Where do you think let's pull on that string a little bit. So if you think that something like movies or shows will be taken over or created by AI, now you've got this completely original content. Where else do you see this going? So maybe music, maybe stories, maybe books, maybe education, ways of teaching people. Where else do you see this happening, this going?
I think it's last year that was a Twitch channel which is streaming live 24/7, a parody of Trump versus Biden.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw it, but it's hilarious. And what is impressive is sometimes when people are commenting in the comment area, Trump or Biden will use it in their sentence. Maybe it will be someone who asks what Trump think about this thing, and a few seconds later you will have Trump that will say, this person asked me what I think about it.
And speaking of being bigly and tremendous, no Liam 3548, Biden is not fake news. He's real-life proof that if someone with severe mental decline can run for president, then literally anyone can do it. But let me tell you something, chat. Nobody beats me in building or negotiations because I am simply the best at everything I do. So keep talking your smack.
You couldn't make a deal with a fucking vending machine. And Chacky 13,200? What the fuck is wrong with you? Metal Gear Solid? That shit hasn't been relevant since fucking 1990. You're like a goddamn dinosaur trying to keep up with the times. Captain Crotchsmith, let me tell you, if the boxing match between Trump and I ever happens, I'll twist that damn sack of shit's nipples so hard, he won't know whether to cry or come. And as for the rest of you dick knobs in the chat, let me just say this. Your messages are so pathetic, even Marjorie Taylor Greene wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. So keep flinging your feces like little monkeys while I build back better than any motherfucker before me.
First of all, Sleepy Joe, let me tell you something. I don't give a flying fuck about your twisted nipple fantasies. Keep that sick shit to yourself. And as for the rest of you dickwads in the chat, did your mommies not give you enough attention when you were little? Is that why you're flinging verbal poo like monkeys? Sad. You know, it's not sad, though. The fact that I'm going to win the 2024 election in a landslide and continue making America great again. Believe me, nobody knows how to run this country better than me. Nobody's better at negotiating deals or building walls either.
You think this will start getting into things like politics, where you have these automated answers in quote unquote somebody's voice?
It started last year, so
It started last year.
So yes, I'm curious to know what is possible now and what will be possible in just a year.
How do you think we can fight misinformation that will inevitably come out of something like this?
A few months ago, I said that if you read or see anything that you find strange on the internet, consider it's fake only unless you have a proof that it's true. Because now we have a level of quality in images and in voice generation that it's almost impossible to see something that is real from fake. So if it's surprising, consider it fake until you have a proof that it's true.
Just like anything else, basically. If it looks too weird, it might be. Get some proof.
Yeah.
Just like anything else.
The problem is, for example, on Facebook, people often don't take the time to verify the information. They just share and reshare, and the thing becomes viral, and it becomes a problem because you have to check the information before sharing it.
Makes sense. So it's just like anything else, except in this case, it could look and sound a little bit more real. But still, if it's too crazy to be true, it's probably too crazy to be true. So go and verify it before spreading it around.
Yeah.
Now, as we start wrapping up, what is your personal philosophy on AI in society? What will it do to us? What will it enable us to do? And how will it change us?
I said it before, but we shouldn't be afraid about AI. It's a tool, and we can use it. We can leave it alone, but it's just a tool. Europe is trying to add regulations and try to control it, but I think it's like trying to remove a toy from a kid's hands. It will probably be it will probably do the inverse of what they want, because if they regulate too much, AI researchers will leave Europe. Hugging Face will maybe also leave France. It has to it goes too fast for regulations. We can't make laws on something that is moving this fast.
That's a really, really interesting point, actually. You had mentioned this is moving faster than laws can come out, right? It's moving faster than it can be regulated. So then do you think we're coming to a point where people will need to learn how to regulate themselves? So people will need to have discipline in order to properly use this thing?
Yeah, maybe in school we'll have to teach students what to do, what not to do. I don't know. Because even in school, by the time that you will adapt your support material to AI, by the time that will take you to do this, the problem may not be here anymore, or it could be different. So yeah, it's a difficult point. Maybe the most difficult point of AI. It's moving so fast that we can do anything or just watch it evolve.
Sure. It's just that's a really, really good point. So I mean, it all comes down to, again, discipline, making sure people know how to use this properly, and making sure people are properly educated in order to use this, next evolution in technology. Please go ahead.
I was thinking that China doesn't seem to regulate anything, and these past few months they're releasing tons of great AIs. For example, Alibaba, Tencent, ByteDance, they're releasing awesome models, awesome AIs, and it's because they don't have strings in their legs. Like they can move freely, and they just deliver.
And the research is flowing freely.
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting. It'll be very interesting to see where this all goes. Like you said, I mean, you have one part of the world trying to regulate this, right? But you have others who are freely letting the research happen and let the innovation come. And some people's philosophy is that you let people regulate themselves. The other philosophy is no, no, no. Laws need to be in place so people can be regulated, right? It feels like there are two separate different thoughts on this matter happening at the moment. And who will win? Who knows, right?
There's maybe a third one with OpenAI, for example, who they are teasing SORA since several months now, and China now released the Kling globally. And will people still want SORA now? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Google did that for a long time, and now it seems that they're changing a bit their mind and start to release their solutions. I don't know why they don't release it, because it took them some time and some effort to develop. So, or maybe they can use it internally. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Mike, please tell the audience, how can we get a hold of you? How can we see the great work that you do? And how can we find out more about you?
I post most of my experimentations on LinkedIn. Not all. There's some things that I do just for the pleasure of experimenting, and I'm not releasing all what I do. But when I find it really interesting, I post it on LinkedIn, so you can see it directly on LinkedIn.
Fantastic. Well, I will make sure people have your profile link in the comments as well as in the description of this interview. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you being here. I can't wait to see what you're going to come up with next. I really enjoy seeing your creations, both on LinkedIn as well as Discord. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
My pleasure.
I love talk about AI, so it could last hours.
Anytime you want to chat about it, I'll be around.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.